What's up, guys? The Open starts tomorrow. Super exciting. Last year, for those of you who weren't here, every Thursday was a GOAT day. So I wanted to break down kind of what GOAT days are. So a GOAT movement is a slang term in CrossFit for a movement that really challenges us. Think double unders, pull-ups, handstand push-ups, anything gymnastics-wise. Something that you really struggle with. It's not something that you're really good at and you like working on. It's something that is really tough for you and is not fun to work on. That's the whole point of it. So what's going to happen is on Thursdays, we're going to do a 20-minute EMOM. On the even minute, you're going to do one GOAT. On the odd minute, you're going to do a different GOAT. So the purpose of these days are to practice these different movements. So on a daily basis, most of the time, we are training. So training is when you're moving with a high heart rate and you're doing different movements. So practicing is completely different. Your heart rate's nice and controlled and you're able to dial in the mechanics of the different movements. So think about double unders, for instance. With today's workout, actually, with 500-meter row, power cleans, and double unders, your grip's going to get fatigued, shoulders are going to get fatigued, biceps are even going to get fatigued. So when you go into those double unders, instead of being fresh and actually really working on those mechanics, your body's tired, it's broken down, and your form gets really sloppy. So what we're doing now is we're having 20 minutes of time to dedicate to two different movements, so 10 minutes each, where you can really dial in those mechanics, focus on all the different points of performance with a coach, and it's really awesome because not too often do you actually get to pick what you're doing for a workout, so it's really exciting. What we want to do is we want to try to pick two movements. It's going to happen every Thursday. So try to keep those same two movements throughout all 5 weeks. Reason being, if you think about it as a house, I told this to the 4 o'clock class. If you think about it as a house and all the different rooms of your house, this is a really massive house. Yes, I understand that. There's a lot of rooms in this house. But figure we got two movements, 5 weeks. That's 10 movements. Great math, right? Or 10 days, or possibility of 10 movements, sorry. So say you picked two different movements each week. That would be like if you went into a house that needed a lot of renovations on a bunch of different rooms. Week 1, you decide to work on the dining room a little bit and the kitchen a little bit. Week 2, you decide to work on the living room and one of the bathrooms. Week 3, you work on the family room and your office. Week 4, you work on 2 of the bathrooms. And then week 5, you knock out the master bedroom, master bath. So what you have is, in your 5-week span, you have a bunch of little work done on a bunch of different rooms, instead of if you focused on 2 rooms for all 5 weeks, you might be able to knock out the entire room in those 5 weeks and not still have those rooms to work on. That's kind of the same philosophy here with these movements. Say you work on double unders and pull-ups for 5 weeks straight, every Thursday, controlled heart rate, really work on mechanics, and imagine how much better you're going to get at those 2 movements, working on those every single week, as opposed to, I struggle with doubles, I struggle with pull-ups, I'm going to work on those week 1. Week 2, I'm going to do it again, but week 3, I don't really want to do it again. It feels monotonous. No, that's when you need to stay with it, stay dedicated, keep working on those movements, because by the end of it, you're going to be really happy that you did. And yeah, another thing is stay positive, because obviously these are movements that we either don't like or we're not good at, or both. When you're trying to master a skill that you are not good at, it is extremely frustrating. We all know that jump rope, double under is probably one of the biggest one. I keep referring to it. But that's one of those, if it gets in your head, it really challenges you, and people end up throwing ropes. I'm guilty. Did it today because I let it get to me. And stay calm mentally. You gotta stay focused and you gotta stay positive. It could be demoralizing sometimes. You might leave feeling demotivated or like you didn't get anything done, but you're completely wrong. Coming in and working your butt off, It might have been struggling, but you know what? You're gonna learn something, your body's going to change and adapt, and you're gonna get stronger in different areas that you haven't. So stay calm, stay positive. You're gonna have people alongside of you suffering with you in a different type of way, suffering as in learning in a new movement. The goal here is to turn your weaknesses into strengths. We all have our different strengths and we all have our different weaknesses. The goal in CrossFit is to be a well-rounded athlete. You don't want to be just all gymnastics or all weightlifting or all sport. You want to be a combination of all three. And that's how the Open's going to test us. That's how regionals test the regionals athletes. And at the end of this, the whole scheme of things is how the CrossFit Games determines who is the fittest man and woman on earth. So that's what we're going to do today, these next 5 weeks on Thursdays. So get really excited about it. Have fun. Get better. Let's all join in together, help motivate each other, and stay motivated. I know it's going to be tough, and it's going to be hard for some of you. Some of you, light bulbs might start going off, and you might start getting real efficient at movements that you've been struggling with for a long time. I know a lot of you have already been working really hard on doubles and pull-ups and any other movements out there. But please don't pick something that you're good at or that you like doing. Pick something that you struggle with. Pick something that's challenging you, and let's work on it. Let's turn it into a strength. Get rid of those weaknesses, and then you could continue it on for however long after the Open. Once these 5 weeks go on, if you get efficient at those 2 movements, great. Pick another 2 movements that you can work on during Open Gym on any day throughout the week or even on Saturday, Sunday. Or if you feel like you haven't gotten enough practice with those, that's great too. You can practice them before class, before you get your heart rate jacked up during Open Gym. Just again, we're focusing on practicing these movements, controlled heart rate, so we can dial in the mechanics. We don't want to get the heart rate high, so that brings me to another point. When we choose these movements on Thursday, we're going to go odd minute, 1 movement, even minute, a different movement. You don't want to choose a rep scheme that is just going to be jacking your heart rate up. So say you pick pull-ups for one, double unders for another. For your pull-ups, maybe do 3 to 5 as beautiful, as strict to form as possible. And then with your double unders, you're going to do 10, 15, maybe 20 perfect, unbroken double unders. Really set high standards for yourself, because that's where you're going to get the most benefit and see the most results. So the more you hold yourself accountable and hold your other classmates, your friends accountable, the better we're all going to get together. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, Jess, any of the coaches. But let's get really excited. The Open's going to be a lot of fun. We're super excited about it. And these GOAT days, you should be super excited about those too. They're going to be great. You get to pick what you want to do, which doesn't happen often. And another good thing with these GOAT days, it could be a regular class, a regular Thursday class, where programming a workout, and we have no idea what the workout's going to be for the Open, and we could end up doing the exact same movement, the exact same time frame. Everything could be the same or really similar, or it could be something that taxes us for when we go in to do that Open workout. So don't pick a movement and do a ton of reps to where it's going to fry you out. Again, it's practice. We're talking about practice. So hope you guys are excited. We're super excited, and pick something good, and let's see where we can get your weaknesses and to turn them into strengths. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.